What if the way you sleep tonight is quietly stealing years from your life? Not from lack of hours, but from something far more hidden, your sleeping position. You're about to discover 4 common ways of lying in bed that most people over 60 never realize are dangerous until pain, fatigue, or worse has already taken hold. Research from sleep institutes around the world has quietly confirmed that certain sleeping positions can increase your risk of chronic pain, memory problems, breathing difficulties, and even heart strain. And here's the part that catches everyone off guard. The positions that feel the most comfortable, the ones you've used for decades, are often the most harmful. Tonight you will learn exactly which 4 positions to avoid, and more importantly, the 4 better positions that can heal your body while you sleep, restore your energy, protect your brain, and help you wake up feeling truly rested. Do not click away if you have ever woken up with a stiff neck that lasts all day, or morning brain fog that coffee won't fix. Let's begin with the first dangerous position, the one that feels like a hug but acts like a trap. Position number 1, sleeping flat on your stomach, face down, arms tucked under the pillow or stretched to the sides. You might think, but that's the only way I can fall asleep. It feels so relaxing. Exactly, that's the deception. What feels like comfort is actually a quiet countdown. When you lie on your stomach, you have to turn your head to one side for hours at a time. That constant twist of your neck isn't just annoying, it's damaging. Your neck muscles get pulled unnaturally, and the small joints in your cervical spine, the ones that send signals from your brain to the rest of your body, become compressed. Over weeks and months, this leads to chronic stiffness, morning headaches that refuse to go away, and that strange dizziness you feel when you stand up too fast. But the damage doesn't stop at your neck. Pressing your chest and belly into the mattress significantly limits how deeply your lungs can expand. Your diaphragm, the large muscle just below your lungs, cannot move freely. The result is shallow breathing all night long. For someone over 60, shallow breathing means less oxygen reaching your heart and your brain. Less oxygen forces your heart to pump harder, which can gradually raise your blood pressure. Less oxygen also means your brain doesn't get the fuel it needs to clear out toxins, the very toxins linked to memory lapses and foggy thinking. There is another hidden cost. Stomach sleeping places unnatural pressure on your lower back. Your spine arches in a way it was never designed to hold for 8 hours. If you already have arthritis or any disc issues, this position is like bending the same branch over and over until it finally cracks. A retired carpenter in his early 70s had slept on his stomach his whole adult life because he thought it helped his back feel loose. By age 72, he could barely turn his head without pain, and his hands tingled every morning. His doctor asked one simple question: "How do you sleep?" When he switched to a side position with a pillow between his knees, within 2 weeks the tingling stopped. Within a month, his headaches faded. His wife told him he stopped snoring. That is the power of changing one simple habit. So if stomach sleeping is dangerous, what about curling up into a tight ball, knees pulled to your chest? Surely that's natural, even comforting. That brings us to position number 2, and this one surprises most people because it feels so safe. Position number 2, sleeping in a tight fetal curl, with your knees drawn all the way up to your chest and your arms tucked close. This is the one that the title warned you about. Never do number 2. Why is it so dangerous? Because that cozy little ball is quietly suffocating your body from the inside out. When you pull your knees too close to your chest, you compress your diaphragm. A compressed diaphragm cannot fully expand, so your lungs take in significantly less oxygen with each breath. You might not wake up gasping, but your body is starving for air all night long. What happens when your brain and heart don't get enough oxygen? Chronic fatigue that no amount of caffeine can fix. Morning headaches that feel like a tight band around your skull. Blood pressure that creeps upward despite eating well and exercising. And there is another problem. The fetal curl forces your spine into an exaggerated C shape. Your muscles and ligaments spend hours in that shortened, curled position. Over months and years, your body starts to hold that shape even when you stand up. You begin to stoop, your posture worsens, your balance suffers. And for anyone over 60, poor balance is a direct path to falls, fractures, and loss of independence. One woman in her late 60s had slept in a tight fetal curl for 30 years. She woke up every morning with shortness of breath and back stiffness that lasted until noon. She thought it was just aging. She thought there was nothing she could do. But when she simply straightened her legs slightly and placed a small pillow between her knees, stopping the tight curl, within a week, she could breathe easier. Within a month, her morning back pain was gone. She told her daughter, "I was sleeping like a baby, but my lungs were working like an old woman's." That small change gave her back her mornings. So if stomach sleeping and tight fetal curl are both dangerous, what about lying flat on your back like a soldier? That used to be the gold standard, right? Let's move to position number 3. Position number 3. Lying flat on your back with no support, no pillow under your knees, no elevation of your head, just straight like a plank. For decades, many people believed this was the healthiest way to sleep. Perfect alignment, even weight distribution, nothing touching your face. But here is what those older recommendations missed. Lying completely flat is one of the fastest ways to trigger sleep apnea, acid reflux, and silent suffocation. Here's the mechanism. When you lie flat, gravity pulls your tongue and the soft tissues of your throat backward. Your airway narrows. You may start snoring, or worse, you may stop breathing for 10, 20, even 30 seconds at a time, multiple times per hour. This is called obstructive sleep apnea, and it is not just about loud snoring. Every time you stop breathing, your oxygen levels drop. Your brain panics and sends a jolt of stress hormones to wake you up just enough to breathe again. You never reach the deep, restorative stages of sleep. Over time, this silent cycle raises your blood pressure, strains your heart, and damages the blood vessels in your brain. Research has shown that untreated sleep apnea in older adults increases the risk of stroke by a significant margin and also accelerates memory decline. Yet most people have no idea their sleeping position is the cause. Lying flat also worsens acid reflux dramatically. When your head is level with your stomach, gravity no longer keeps digestive acid where it belongs. That acid creeps upward into your esophagus, burning the lining, sometimes even reaching your throat and lungs while you sleep. You might wake up with a sore throat, a persistent cough, or a bitter taste in your mouth, or you might not wake up at all, but the damage is still accumulating. A retired veteran in his mid-70s had slept flat on his back his entire life because he thought it was disciplined and healthy. His wife noticed long pauses in his breathing at night. He woke up exhausted every single day. He developed high blood pressure that would not go down despite medication. A simple sleep study revealed he was having more than 30 breathing events per hour. The solution was not a machine or surgery. He simply elevated his head by about 30 degrees using a wedge pillow and placed a small pillow under his knees. Within 2 weeks, his wife said the snoring stopped. Within a month, his blood pressure dropped into a healthy range. He said, "I didn't know I was fighting for air every single night." That is the hidden cost of the flat back position. So if stomach, fetal curl, and flat back are all dangerous, surely sleeping in a recliner is safe, right? So many people over 60 end up in recliners because it feels comfortable for watching television or taking an afternoon nap. But that brings us to position number 4, and this one might be the most heartbreaking because people believe they are helping themselves when they are actually causing harm. Position number 4, sleeping in a recliner chair every single night, not just for an occasional nap, but as your primary bed. It starts innocently. Maybe your back hurts when you lie flat. Maybe you have acid reflux and someone told you sitting up helps. Maybe you simply love the feeling of being cradled by soft cushions. But here's the truth that few people talk about. Making a recliner your permanent bed is a dangerous habit for anyone over 60. Why? Because the semi-sitting position restricts blood flow to your legs. When your knees are bent and your feet are down or only slightly elevated, the veins in your legs have to work against gravity to return blood to your heart. Over hours, fluid pools in your lower legs. That is why so many people who sleep in recliners wake up with swollen ankles, puffy feet, and tight calves. That swelling is not just uncomfortable. It can lead to chronic circulation problems and, in some cases, increase the risk of blood clots forming in the deep veins of the legs. But the danger does not stop there. Sleeping in a recliner also prevents your spine from fully relaxing because your body is locked at a fixed angle. Your lower back never gets to flatten or find its natural curve. Over months and years, this accelerates muscle weakening in your hips and abdomen, the very muscles you need for balance, walking, and getting out of a chair. And here is another hidden cost that most people never realize. Recliner sleep is almost always shallow, light sleep. Because your body is partially upright, your brain never fully enters the deep sleep stages where healing hormones are released, memories are consolidated, and inflammation is reduced. You might close your eyes for 8 hours, but your body may only get 3 or 4 hours of true restorative rest. That is why people who sleep in recliners often wake up just as tired as when they went to bed. One widow in her late 70s slept in her recliner for 2 years after hip pain made her bed unbearable. She thought she was resting comfortably, but over time, her legs swelled so badly she could barely put on her shoes. Her energy vanished. She became forgetful and struggled to find common words. Her doctor explained that the recliner was slowly shutting down her circulation and robbing her of deep sleep. She forced herself to return to a real bed with a wedge pillow and proper support. Within 3 weeks, the swelling went down, her memory sharpened, and her energy returned. She said, "I thought I was comfortable, but I was slowly breaking down." Those are the 4 positions you must never sleep in again: stomach, tight fetal curl, flat back with no support, and the nightly recliner. But now comes the good news. There are 4 better positions that heal, restore, and protect your body while you dream. And the first one is so simple, you can do it tonight. Better position number 1, the supported side sleep with a pillow between your knees. This may sound almost too ordinary to be powerful, but the science behind it is extraordinary. When you lie on your side, preferably your left side, because that promotes better blood flow to your heart and keeps stomach acid down, and you place a soft but firm pillow between your knees, several things happen. Your pelvis becomes level, your spine straightens into a neutral line, the pressure on your lower back and hips, 2 of the most common pain points after 60, drops significantly. Your knees are not rubbing together, so your joints stay comfortable all night. There is another benefit that most people do not know. Side sleeping also improves your brain's nightly cleaning process. During deep sleep, your brain activates a system that flushes out toxic proteins linked to memory loss and dementia. Research has shown that side sleeping is the most effective position for that cleaning process. So a pillow between your knees is not just for comfort, it is for memory protection. One retired firefighter had woken up with lower back pain for 15 years. He tried chiropractors, painkillers, and even a new mattress. Nothing worked. Then a physical therapist asked him one question: "Do you sleep with a pillow between your knees?" He said no. That night he tried it. Within 2 weeks, his pain dropped by more than half. He told his wife, "It is like my spine finally took a deep breath." That is the power of one small change. If you cannot sleep on your side all night, or if side sleeping bothers your shoulder, there is a second healing position that works beautifully. Better position number 2, the elevated back sleeper. This is for people who love sleeping on their back but need to do it safely. The secret is elevation, not flatness. You raise your head and chest by about 30 degrees using a wedge pillow or by propping up the head of your bed with sturdy blocks. Then you place a small pillow or rolled towel under your knees. That gentle bend in your knees relaxes your lower back and takes pressure off your spine. Now gravity works for you instead of against you. Your airway stays open because your tongue and soft tissues do not fall backward. Your stomach acid stays down because your head is higher than your stomach. Your heart does not have to pump as hard because blood flows more easily. One retired teacher had suffered from nighttime heartburn and waking up gasping for air for years. She was terrified she had a serious lung condition. But a simple adjustment to an elevated back sleeping position, with her head raised and knees supported, stopped the heartburn completely. She stopped snoring. Her morning headaches vanished. She told her daughter, "I did not need stronger medicine. I needed better angles." Sleeping slightly elevated also reduces facial puffiness in the morning because fluids do not pool in your head overnight. You will literally look more rested when you look in the mirror. So if you are a back sleeper, do not give it up. Just elevate. Better position number 3, the starfish position. This is a form of back sleeping, but with a crucial difference. Instead of lying rigid with your arms pinned to your sides, you spread your arms out gently to the sides, palms facing up, like a starfish floating in the ocean. Your legs are slightly apart, not tightly together. This simple change opens your chest cavity. Your shoulders are not rolled forward, they are relaxed back. Your lungs have maximum room to expand. Your neck is free because your head can rest on a contoured pillow that supports its natural curve. People who sleep in the starfish position report fewer tension headaches, less numbness in their hands, and significantly less shoulder stiffness in the morning. Why? Because when your arms are pinned to your sides or tucked under your body, you compress the nerves and blood vessels that run through your shoulders and into your hands. Over time, that causes tingling, weakness, and even chronic pain. But when you spread your arms like a starfish, you release that compression. Blood flows freely, nerves are happy, and there is an emotional benefit too. Lying with your palms up is a posture of receptivity and relaxation. It signals to your nervous system that you are safe, that you can let go. One retired nurse who spent decades on her feet had terrible shoulder pain that woke her up every night. She switched to the starfish position with a contoured pillow, and within a week she said, "I wake up without feeling like I have been in a fight." The starfish position is simple, free, and effective. But there is one final position that combines the best of all worlds. Many sleep specialists now call it the ultimate sweet spot for anyone over 60. Better position number 4, the 45-degree side recline. Imagine lying on your side, but your upper body is gently inclined, not flat. Your head is propped up about 45 degrees. Your knees are slightly bent with a pillow between them. Your back is supported by a wedge or a rolled blanket behind you. This position is the holy grail because it gives you the airway protection of elevation, the spinal alignment of side sleeping, and the joint relief of the knee pillow all at once. It stops acid reflux cold because your stomach stays below your esophagus. It prevents snoring and sleep apnea because your airway is wide open. It eases hip and back pain because your pelvis is balanced. And here is the secret bonus. The 45-degree side recline also improves lymphatic drainage. Your lymphatic system is your body's trash removal service. It works best when you are not lying completely flat. By sleeping at this gentle angle, you help your body clear out inflammation, metabolic waste, and even toxins that can contribute to brain fog and fatigue. One former truck driver in his late 70s had suffered from back pain, reflux, and poor sleep for decades. He tried everything. Then he set up the 45-degree side recline using a firm wedge behind his back, a pillow between his knees, and another pillow under his head. The first night he did not wake up once. No gasping, no heartburn, no hip pain. Within a week, his sleep tracker showed deep sleep cycles he had not seen in years. He said, "I felt like I had a new body." That is what the right sleeping position can do. So let us summarize what you have learned tonight. The 4 positions you must avoid. Stomach sleeping, which twists your neck and restricts your breathing. The tight fetal curl, which compresses your diaphragm and rounds your spine. Flat on your back with no support, which collapses your airway and worsens acid reflux. And sleeping every night in a recliner, which restricts circulation and prevents deep sleep. The 4 healing positions. Supported side sleep with a pillow between your knees, which aligns your spine and protects your memory. The elevated back sleeper, which keeps your airway open and stops reflux. The starfish position, which opens your chest and releases shoulder tension. And the 45-degree side recline, which combines elevation and side sleeping for optimal recovery. You do not need to master all 4 tonight. You only need to choose one change. Pick the dangerous position you currently use and replace it with the safer alternative that fits your body. If you are a stomach sleeper, switch to side sleep with a knee pillow. If you are a tight fetal curler, straighten your legs slightly and add that pillow. If you sleep flat on your back, elevate your head and knees. If you have been using a recliner as a bed, transition back to a proper mattress with a wedge. One small adjustment, 7 nights. Watch what happens. You will wake up with less pain, more energy, clearer thinking, and a sense of hope you may have forgotten. Sleep is not just rest. Sleep is your nightly medicine. Every hour you spend in a bad position, you are prescribing yourself pain, fatigue, and long-term damage. Every hour you spend in a good position, you are healing your heart, protecting your brain, and extending your independence. Tonight, before you close your eyes, look at your bed. Do you need a wedge pillow? Do you need a small pillow for between your knees? Do you need to stop using that recliner? Make one small change, just one, and then come back in 7 days and notice the difference. Now I want to hear from you. Which of the 4 dangerous positions have you been using without realizing it? Is it number 1, stomach sleeping? Number 2, the tight fetal curl? Number 3, flat on your back? Or number 4, the recliner? Comment below with the number. And if you are ready to switch to a healing position tonight, type the word change in the comments so I know you are committed. Do not waste another night hurting yourself without knowing it. Your best mornings are still ahead of you, one good night's sleep at a time.